Good morning. Welcome back to the Venator Trading live stream. What is going on, everybody? It's Tuesday, January 9th, and it is 7 a.m. today. Got here on time, did not oversleep, although I wanted to. Not used to getting up this early now after like 2.5 weeks of not getting up this early. But we're back at it. We're alive. We're awake. Sitting back at the charts. Venator Trading, we're going from 10K account with Bespoke Funding, our sponsor for the live stream. Starting with the 10K account challenge there. And then we also have our 100K Top Step and our 100K Apex. So 210K in funding. And currently we are at 100,831, so just under 1%. We did have we did take our London scalp last night, and it was a winner again. And so we're up. I did take another small little loss on pound last night as well. So it was up just over 1%. So we just back up under 1% there. And then the Apex account is stand by. The Apex account is sitting at 2%. Also took that scalp. It was up to 2.5%, and then we took a small little loss on pound as well on that one. So 2% for the Apex account, almost 1% for the Top Step account, and the Bespoke account is, hold on, I got them all on different screens. 1%. 1% for the Bespoke account. So everything's in profit. Everything's doing well. And we did hit our New York scalp there. So I have another scalp opportunity coming up here. And it will be off of the euro dollar. And I might have another one on ES. I haven't live tested this one at all. I've only back tested this one on ES, and yesterday it would have had I of course it's always hindsight, right? Where was it? Right here. Had I taken that yesterday, this would have been the one on ES that I would do would be a 1-3. And it was right here, and it obviously would have hit. It would have been right there, and then yeah, 1-3. Actually ran to all day long. I mean, I wouldn't have held it that long. No, I definitely would not have held it that long, but definitely would have been a 1-3 yesterday had I taken that. I don't know if I may just forward test this in the live without taking the trade, just paper trade it. We'll see here in just a minute. Let's see, we still got another minute or two before that goes, but it would probably, I'm not sure if it will. Like I said, I have the ES strategy I'm working on. It did really well for the first quarter of the year last year. It did extremely well. And then it did not do well. Once it got into like May, it was trash. May, June, July, August, and September. It was absolute trash. So wasn't too, that's why I'm not ready to commit to live trading it. I want to refine it and see, but I will put on a paper trade for it, which would be here, and stop loss here, and TP there. So we'll see how that plays out today. That would be the ES trade, 1-3 setup, and it's all just time-based. There's no mechanical market structure to look at. There's no thinking about it. All three of these strategies that I was Two of them actually I will be using and have already used as we enter in the new trading year. The London session scalp and the New York session scalp. Those are both on euro dollar, and the other one is the ES. I was looking for something on the indices to trade because I think for the futures side they work better and they're a little more clean. But I haven't yet developed a purely mechanical system, time-based system yet. I haven't found one that has the same consistency as the scalps on the euro dollar setups. So the euro dollar setup, let me go back to this. You can see here the 2 a.m. 5-minute scalp. This is, and both of these are just continuation plays. I told you I'd tell you what they are. Prepare to be blown away. All right. Prepare to be absolutely freaking blown away. I'm not even sure you're really going to be able to comprehend all the complexities of this trading strategy for the scalp. Like I said, there is absolutely, all you do is set an order. That's it. You wait 5 minutes and then you set an order. And it's just an open continuation strategy off of the first 5-minute candle at 2 a.m. That's all it is. You wait for the 5-minute candle to print, the first 5-minute candle of the 2 a.m. Session on London right here. If it closes bearish, then you set a stop order underneath that candle. You put your stop loss at the top of that candle and you target 0.5 R, and you leave it and you don't change it, you don't move it, you don't cancel it. You can see this didn't even get triggered in until 3 on the 310 candle. So a lot of times it immediately goes there, and then like today it didn't. It ran up the opposite way, and at some point during the day, usually during the London session, it comes back down and fills it. And this is accurate 76% of the time, at least through all of 2023. Every trading day of the year, 76% of the time, this trade works. And it produced over 30% return. If this was the only trade you took all year, last year, every day, this is all you did, you would have netted 30% profit over the course of the year. And I showed you the stats on it yesterday. Every single month except December were positive. December was was down, I think 0.6%, like half a percent. Max win streak was 13. Max losing streak was 4. It's just very stupidly simple. It is just a continuation at the 2 a.m. candle. You take the first 5-minute candle. Now listen, I have back tested this. A 1-to-1 is not good. It is not as efficient, and it's not as it does not give you the best return. 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3. The 10-minute candle, the 15-minute candle, the 30-minute candle, the 1 hour. I have tested this. I don't know why. I have absolutely no explanation for why this works. Not a clue. But I can tell you that over 250 trades with a 76% win rate and only one negative month all year, this would have netted you 30% return. If you had just done a continuation of the first 5-minute candle, go back and backtest it. Go into FX replay and backtest it. Now, I haven't had time because I had to go through all the different candle options. I started with a 3 a.m. It doesn't work as well with the 3 a.m. candle. I don't know why. It doesn't work as well with the 4 a.m. candle. I don't know why. Okay. This is the strategy. This is the scalp. It just happens, and I don't know why. I have no explanation for it whatsoever. Not a clue. But I'm taking it. I'm gonna take it. It's easy money. I get up. I can literally get up at 1:55 a.m., walk to the computer, wait 5 more minutes, set an order, and then I go back to bed. And then I woke up this morning to profit, TP hit. I don't know what it is. All right, next, New York candle. We go to the 10-minute candle, and looks like this one right here. 10-minute candle on Euro at 7 a.m. And we might miss this. This will be a limit order because this one closed up. It's the same thing on the New York candle. At 7 a.m., you go to the 10-minute time frame, and you do the exact same thing, except on the New York candle, you go 1-to-1. So I'm going to create a limit order. I was talking, so I actually missed this entry, but we'll see if we can get it in. We will risk that right there, not even 1%. We will click buy limit. And then I'm going to go down. Let me get into I'm going to go down to the trading view as well and do the same thing. And it may lose the New York session. Just let me tell you, the New York session candle. This will be a buy stop now. I'll reclaim that. So I got in on the buy stop here on Apex. My entry will be above the 10-minute candle, and on the Top Step account here, I got in right there at the top of the 10-minute candle. And I don't know why this one works either. And I don't know why the 10-minute candle. This only has a 58% win rate at 1-to-1. So it's not as, you're not going to win as often. You're going to win more than half the time. But again, over the course of the entire year, let me see if I can get this set up on my Bespoke account too. I forgot. Put this back down here. Maybe it will. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Ah, damn it. God. Freaking fat fingers, man. I'm going to do a Come on, Brad. Act like you know what you're doing here. All right. All of those are good. I don't know why this works either. And I tested the 5-minute candle on the 7 a.m. and it doesn't work as good or accurate. The best combo I came up with was the 10-minute candle at 7 a.m. on Euro dollar. If you do a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, it's the best you can do. You're not going to make it's not as accurate as the 2 a.m., but it's better than the other ones that I came up with and tested. And again, no explanation on why this works. Don't know. I don't have a freaking clue. But these are just continuation plays. That's all they are. There's nothing special about them. There's nothing magical about them. There's no, again, I don't take into consideration anything. Market structure, bias, fair value gaps, ICT, supply and demand, VWAP. There's nothing on my chart. I just wait for the 5-minute candle at 2 a.m. to print, and then I set an order, and I wait for the 10-minute candle on the New York session at 7 a.m., I set an order. So I hope you were blown away by that. Insight, secret knowledge into the world of Forex. And again, let me get the exact data. Let me pull up the exact data on this one. This one for the 10-minute candle, the analytics on it. Here are the analytics on the 10-minute. It's 56%. I said 50. I was wrong. 56. Also would have given you a 32% return. So imagine if all you do every year is take the 5-minute, that would have given you a 30% return over 238 trades. Okay. Over 238 trades, a 56% win rate. It would have given you and look at the equity curve. Very nice. You during the summer months, August, September, and October, it doesn't do so great. From July really until October. If all you did was trade this from January until July, and then at the start of July, you just stop and then you come back about the middle of October. But even with all of that, even with all of this, it's still a 32.5% return. And all you did was open a trade after the 10-minute candle at 7 a.m. Now imagine if you had taken just the 5-minute candle at 2 a.m. and targeted a 0.5 risk reward, and then you did the same thing and that's all you did. You didn't have to do analysis. You didn't have to do 32% on the 10-minute, 30-something% on the 5-minute, over 60% return on your account. And if you combine them, it'd be even higher than that because it compounds. Like if you did this every day at the same time every day, and that maybe I do need to back test that, but that would be compounded. The max win streak here is 6. The max loss streak is 5. You can see here's how it performed. This is all of January. This is all of 2023. And I didn't have the last couple of days on here. It could be different, but you can see by month, January, February, and March, it did extremely well. It did decent in April, 2%, a really good in May, and an incredible June. And then July sucked. August basically break even, just almost 1%. September basically break even, just down just over 0.5%. And then October, really good. November, meh, all right. December, in profit. So I don't know why it works. I have absolutely no clue, guys. Don't have a freaking clue. And I don't even know what to call this. I have no idea what to call this strategy. And here we go. About to hit our TPs. Hopefully they do. We'll see. I don't move anything. I don't close anything. I do absolutely nothing. I set the order and I don't do anything. I will leave this to run all day long. And there it goes. TP. TP. Our account is now over 1%, 1.2% on the top step, 2.56% on the Apex account. And the Think Markets, the Bespoke account on Think Markets has not hit yet. Isn't that crazy how it works different, like the timing of it and the market structure of it all on futures versus Forex. So look, here it is on Eurodollar. The Eurodollar position, this is the actual Eurodollar, and this is Pepperstone. I don't have access to Think Markets, but you would have your stop here. You would have your, what is this? Let me make sure that's right about there. Okay, it just hit. It just hit. So a winner on that as well. 1-to-1 just tapped in. And so that is now 1.8%. 1.8% on Bespoke. I don't know why it works. And sometimes you're like, oh, well, why don't you just hold it? Okay, you can go back test it. Go back test it. And you tell me why I don't hold it. Some days you're going to get lucky and you're going to hold it. But if this is something that you do every single day, holding it to 1 to 1.5, you're going to do worse than if you just take it at 1.1. If you hold it to 1.2, it does not do as well as just taking your full take profit at 1 to 1. I have done the numbers. I've run the stats. I've shown them to you. I don't know why it works. Not a freaking clue. So, but we need to name it. I don't know what we name it. And it's probably, maybe this has existed for years and I just am now happen to stumble across these specific 2 candles and these specific 2 times. I don't know. Maybe it's called an open range momentum continuation position. I don't know what the hell you call it. But that's it. There you go. The strategies have been unveiled. The secret has been unlocked. You are now free to not have to worry about anything else in Forex trading the rest of your trading career. You can just scalp the 5-minute open at 2 a.m. and scalp the 10-minute open at New York, and you don't have to do anything else the rest of your life. You're set. Welcome to financial freedom. We know it doesn't work like that. We know it does not work like that. But it's fine. All right, I'm going to jump over the chat. I haven't said hi to anybody tomorrow or this morning. John trolling me about his Packers making the playoffs. And I don't remember what I said way back then. I'm sure I said something like, I doubt the Packers will make the playoffs. I would be shocked. And I am shocked. But I also said there's no way in hell the Texans would make the playoffs. And not only did they make the playoffs, they won their division. So yeah, crazy year in NFL, man. And congrats, John. I'm happy for you. I think you got the Dallas Cowboys, right? You guys got Dallas for the first round. Gosh, the Nat is back. What's up, Beeswax? Good morning, Cisco. What's going on? De Villiers, what's going on? Happy New Year. Screw the summer months. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know why it is. Both of these accounts in the summer months just don't do well. For whatever reason, from July, August, and September, both of these strategies, maybe there's just too much chop. I really have no explanation for that either. It's just seasonal, cyclical, whatever. But maybe we just won't trade for July, August, and September. Maybe we'll just take the summer break, come back and scalp, and do it again, and knock out all of that crap. But it's completely changed my trading. I picked up 700 on ES. No way, dude. That's way to go. That's a huge pickup, man. Nice pickup, John. It's 4 a.m. here. Yeah, 2 a.m. Yeah, 4 a.m. would be. Oh, you're saying. Oh, you're in Cali, right? Yeah. I forgot. Dunamis is out west, so he's. It's still 4 a.m. there. So the 7 a.m. candle would be your 4 a.m. The 2 a.m. candle would be what? Your midnight? Something like that. What's up, Corey? Welcome in. Ansab, good afternoon. John says, this is similar to what pit traders did, calling it the opening range trade. It goes through cycles of being profitable. I look at something similar, but I do the opening range 3-minute candle. Well, there you go. I don't trade it, but I use it to see the market sentiment. Well, you should backtest. You should backtest, John, and see, like, okay, well, if I take that, how many? If you can be accurate 75 to 80% of the time, don't just use it to, like, scalp it. Take advantage of it. If you can figure out a way to profit from it, do that. Instead of doing that at 2 a.m., do it for the opening ranges of things that open when Americans are awake. Well, so far, it does not work on ES. It does not work on NQ. I mean, it will work occasionally, but it's not long-term profitable. At least I haven't found the opening range where it is consistently profitable. I haven't found it. I haven't found the time every day, and I've tried 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10. It does not have the same consistency and profitability that Euro dollar does with these specific two candles. And so I'm still looking, and I'm still testing, I guess is what I'm saying, John. I would love to know how to profitably trade and consistently trade. And if it means that it's a 1 to 2 and you just don't have a high win rate, or a 1 to 3 and you don't have a high win rate, cool. Totally cool with that. The best I have found so far is this strategy right here on ES. You take the first 5-minute candle that prints on ES, and you set an order just same way. If it's bearish, you set a sell order underneath, and you set a 30. It's actually more than that. This says 30. What is this? This is how many handles is that on ES? This is, where's my measuring tool? Yeah, 30. What is that? 30 handles? 30 ticks, I don't know, 30 bars or whatever that is. And you target 1 to 3. And you don't do anything else all day long. You let this trade run, and often this trade will run to the very end of the day. This trade will run to the very end of the day. And like I said, in January, February, March, and April of last year, and here's the other thing. For this one, you only do this on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. You don't. If you try to do this on Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm just telling you the data that I pulled. If you did this every single day and you tried to do this, you're going to be way less profitable. But if you only did this on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, you would have freaking killed it. You would have made like 40% in January through January, February, March, and April last year. Go back test it. First 5-minute candle on ES. You set a stop order. You have a 30-point stop loss, and you do a 90-point TP. And I don't know why, but if you do it on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, you can go back test it, see for yourself. It works, but it did not. Then it stopped working. It worked for 4 months, and then it was complete trash. So here's the thing that I'm learning about back testing and taking it to a live market. On top of all that, if you come up with a strategy and you go back test it, and let's say it performs horribly. Well, you can reverse engineer that horrible strategy. Theoretically, you should be able to reverse engineer. If you're losing a lot of trades on back testing, you should be able to reverse engineer and basically do the opposite side of that strategy, and you should be able to find something that's more profitable. Does that make sense? So if the 10 a.m. continuation model isn't working to get a 1-to-1, well, then instead of doing a continuation, do a reversal. So take the first 10-minute candle that prints and now set a opposite stop order that goes in the opposite. So if it's bullish, you sell when it breaks that first 10-minute candle, and you go for 0.5 RR or whatever it is. You're going to have to figure out what the good correlation is on risk reward ratio. But if you have a strategy that sucks, capitalize on it, man. You have a gold mine of information in front of you to go, okay, this strategy doesn't work. In fact, if I do the opposite of what this strategy is, I should be able to make some money on this thing. And it may mean that it may mean that you scalp it on the backside, on the reverse of whatever it is. It may mean that it actually is more profitable just holding it long term on a reversal of whatever it is. So, if whatever your strategy is that you think you know, or you have some rules based off of, just and it does horrible, just reverse it. I'm still back testing and still working on some strategies. I'm still trying to figure out just some mechanical strategies for people who struggle with technical analysis, who have a problem just coming up with ways to watch and monitor the market and accurately forecast day in and day out, week in and week out. And this is one of them. So this trade right here has not been triggered in. The first 5-minute candle, you just sit there and you let this play out all day. You don't on this one, you would move to break even at 1 to 2. I back tested that as well. The best place to move to break even is when this trade hits 1 to 2. If you move to break even sooner, you miss out on a lot of winning trades. And there's very few that after you move to 1 to 2, it comes back to break even. There's a lot that after they go to 1 to 1, they'll go to break even, and then they'll continue on, even 1.5. This will get to 1.5 and it'll come back up to your entry, and then it'll tank again. And so 1.2 or 1 to 2 risk reward ratio on this specific ES strategy. 1 to 2, go to break even, and then let the rest ride. You close it at the end of the day at the start of the 4 o'clock. The start of the 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. candle, you would just close the trade there. Wherever it was, if it was in profit, if it was happened to be in drawdown, no matter where it was, you just close the trade at 4 p.m. You don't hold it overnight. And so here we go, ES coming back down. This would have been a nice run up. Got an OTE entry here. I didn't take it. We've been busy talking, but this was a nice little retrace here on this leg down. Pulled right back up into the Goldilocks zone here, and I would anticipate this line down here is the previous day low. This is yesterday's low on Monday. It wouldn't surprise me at all if euro dollar wants to run that low right there. And if it does, this is where I would be looking for how does price respond once euro dollar taps into yesterday's low here. And crazy enough, you can see how close we are here to yesterday's low on euro. This is pound dollar, and you can see how much more room it has to reach down into to get to yesterday's low there. Also, I'm working on seeing how this performs. Both of these scalps perform on pound dollar as well, and other Forex pairs. Are there other time frames in which in other pairs that this would work that we could pair them with and capitalize off of? And I don't know. I just haven't had time to go through. I didn't sit at the chart. I didn't sit on FX replay 8 hours a day during the break. I did it every day for a little bit. I had family in town. My kids were in town. So it wasn't like I was just sitting on FX replay for 2 weeks. I was on there enough. I put in enough hours, and it was hours. I put in enough hours to know that the information that I'm giving you right now has over hundreds of trades of information and data backing it up. And it's enough for you to go and maybe find this on another pair. Pick a pair, pick a time, pick a candle, and test it. Scalp it and see. And you can go from there. So far, it's working out well. We're, like I said, up 1.2% on Top Step here. And we're at what was it? 2.5% on Apex, and we're at 1.8% on Bespoke 2 days into the trading year. So there you go. There you go, guys. Let me get back over here to what's up, Jericho? Welcome in. Sorry, I know I'm kind of behind on the chat. I'm just catching back up. Do you ever cancel? No, I don't ever cancel the. I only cancel the order if it doesn't get triggered in by the end of the day. If it by like 13, so that's like 1 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock. If it's not triggered in, I will cancel it. There are on very rare occasions, it never gets triggered. That 5-minute candle is the low of the day at 2 a.m. or the high of the day, and it never triggers. It just runs away from it. That is very rare. That's and same on the 10-minute trade. Now listen, guys, this does not work 100% time. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose multiple days in a row. Over 250 trades, though, the max losing streak was 4 on the 5-minute. 4 days in a row, you would lose on the 5-minute scalp, and on the 10-minute, I can't remember what it said, 4 or 5. But on the on the London scalp, you're going to the max win streak was 13, literally 2.5 weeks of winning. 13 trades in a row. So you can afford to lose 2 or 3 in a row because you're going to win. Your win streaks are going to vastly outnumber your losing streaks. And on the New York, it's just better. It's good enough. It's over 50% win rate with a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. You have to have at least you have to have better than 50%, and that's what this was. And so far, 56% win rate is the best I've come up with so far for the New York session. All right. And combining them together, if just for January last year, if you had just taken the London and the New York together for all of January, I want to say it was like 14%. No, that's not right. It was over 10%. Over 10% gain just for January for the London scalp and the New York scalp. Is your 2 a.m. London's 7 a.m.? I don't know. It's 2 a.m. New York time. Whatever that is in London, I have no idea. What is that? Is that 7 a.m. for London? Is it 5 hours ahead? It may be. I don't know those times off the top of my head. Tiken Akaya, baby grok coin perfect. Sure, bro. This is Eastern time. Yes, this is New York time. I don't need to know why the sky is blue, but I know it usually is. It's actually similar to something. Where did that go? Something I've been working on, the hourly for EU. Yeah, see, that's the other thing is this may work really well. I haven't gotten up to the hourly time frames. So this may be something that you could use to swing for a whole week. So on the Top Step account and the Apex accounts, all of your trades have to be closed by the end of the day. You have to be flat by the end of the day. You cannot hold overnight. So that's why I had to find something, number one, that I could scalp on Apex, because Apex is super cheap and you can buy a crap ton of accounts for basically nothing. And if you can figure out a good way to scalp Apex futures funding firm, can be a very legitimate option, and you could make a lot of money with it. Okay. That's why I went with that's why I was going for and looking for the scalp. However, on Forex challenges like this Bespoke, you can hold through the weekend, you can hold overnight. So if you could find an hourly or even a 4-hour that you could hold from the beginning of the week, and you could find some kind of strategy that lets you hold for more than just the day, and you could capture a weekly expansion, that would be gold as well. Something that's just candle based, time based, like Monday or Tuesday. Be interesting to go back and test that and see how it plays out. Ben says you need to get that coded into an algo and test it over a huge amount of data. 1 year probably isn't enough for something so simple. You could theoretically flip a coin and be profitable over a year. Correct. But more than theory, I did try multiple candles and they don't work. At least for scalping, they did not work. So I agree with you. It should be coded and you could probably get a larger data set. But I can promise you there's not many traders that stick to strategies and have data for over 250 trades like this one does for all of 2023. And perhaps I should go back now and do 2022 and see how it performs and maybe get a little bit more information. I just haven't had time to do it yet. If someone wants to take that upon themselves, feel free to. I will probably get around to it. I just haven't had a chance. Can you see the max average streaks in the underperforming months? Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can see it per month. I can't see. All I know is max losing and max winning combined. I don't think FX Replay lets me dig into the monthly. I would have to go test it per month, like set up a session just for those months individually, and then I'd have to do the math, and I just haven't had time to do it. I can go back and rewatch as I just missed the actual strat explanation, but could you do a quick review of it? Hopefully you just got it. It's a continuation of the first 5-minute candle at 2 a.m. and then it's a continuation of the first 10-minute candle of the 7 a.m. New York time. So for the 5-minute, you set a stop order underneath or above, depending on how the first 5-minute candle closes. If it's bearish, then you set a stop under and you target half. You put your stop loss above that first 5-minute candle. You let it play out. You don't do anything. You target 0.5 risk reward. And on the New York candle, you target the first 10-minute candle. It doesn't work on the 5-minute. I don't know why. It works on the 10-minute. And you just target 1-to-1 and you get a 50. It was a 50, almost 57% win rate. Same thing. Just set a stop order above. If it's bullish, you set your stop above, put your stop loss below, target 1-to-1. And you don't do anything else. You don't move anything. You don't change anything. You don't cancel anything. You let it run all day long. And you either, yeah, hold on. I gotta let my dog out. I don't know why it works, but it does. Sky is blue. Oh, here we go. Diffusion scatter virus atmosphere. Thank you, John. The secret sauce, Venator's secret sauce. Name it. I don't read the chat. Name it. Brad do nothing. This is truly Brad do nothing. This is the best example of Brad do nothing trading. I did all the testing, and now you don't have to do anything else in your testing. It is the Brad do nothing strategy. And all 13, oh well, that's actually less. All 10 of you now have the key to unlocking Forex for the rest of your life. Well, at least if you could go back to 2023, you could have killed it. Name suggestions go: Market Structure Who, The Swerve No More, The Leo Ben, Brad knows trading with don't trust his NFL predictions. You do not. Yeah, I am not. Obviously, don't know what the hell I'm talking about with the NFL. Although, to be fair, both teams were starting rookie quarterbacks. Both teams are in rebuild mode, and I would think there was a vast majority of highly respected analysts would probably have said there's no way that the Packers and the Texans both make the playoffs this year. So I don't think that I was too far off in my estimation of either one of those teams. I'm glad they both made it. stop loss on the EU setup is just above that candle. So 5 minute, it's just above both candles, above or below. It's right. It's just at the break of either the top or the bottom of that candle. It's the best spot that I found. You have to do it when the pit opens, so 9:30 Eastern for equities. I tried that, John. I have tried the 9:30. I've tried the 9:30 open, and I've tried the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, the 1 hour. I've tried all of those, and I have yet to figure out consistently how to scalp that profitably, or even hold it for a long trade. Like, okay, well, I'll just maybe scalping isn't the way to do it. And then so far in the back testing sessions on FX Replay, I have yet to find, for all of 2023 at least, I have yet to find a consistently profitable time-based candle entry pattern, continuation or reversal. Because I was like, okay, well, this one lost, so maybe I'll just do the reversal, and I still haven't figured out how to make that work. Theoretically, I should be able to. I just haven't figured it out. What's with the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday? It sounds arbitrarily made up. So it is not arbitrarily made up. It is based on the data. So when you're looking at FX Replay, it shows you the breakdown of your days of the week, and you can see how much profit you made on Mondays and how much you lost on Mondays over the course of 4 months or the entire year. And so you can see which days this strategy makes you the most money, and which days, if you didn't trade on them, like if you just cut them out, you would be more profitable. And I don't know why, but Wednesdays and Fridays were trash. And so I went back and I back tested. So I did the full strategy, 1 to 3 every single day, and it did okay. But I was like, well, how could I optimize this strategy? Well, what if I cut out, what are the worst performing days? And what if I did not take any trades on those days? And it vastly outperformed when I took out Wednesdays and Fridays and only executed this ES strategy here on the 5 minute. If I only did Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, it kicked ass. It was insane. It was like January was like 18%, an 18% month. February was like the same. And then, but like I said, it only worked really well for the first quarter of the year, and then it was garbage. Absolute garbage. Gave back all of the profits within the next 2 months. So that's why I'm not live testing this right now, because I just don't have enough information on why that was. So do you backtest day by day on FX Replays? You have to FX Replay, you have to do it day by day. You have to manually go in and do the test, put the order in, and actually track it every single trade. There's no way to automate that I know of. Seeing as price action comes back to that 3 minute range once or twice before taking off. Oh, I see. Hot take: if you struggle with technical analysis, you need to get better at technical analysis. Well said, sir. We struggle running the ball, so we're going to throw it from now on. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not saying that you shouldn't continue to improve and try to find other ways to trade and be profitable. But also just pick up the glass of water and drink it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. 2 a.m. New York is the 7 a.m. London, as I thought. Cool. Top Step's running a half off deal. That makes it cheaper than Apex, I believe, but there's nothing wrong. Apex is running a 72% off something. So they're probably about equal right now. Ben says, Bitcoin ETF announcement tomorrow. Apparently, Gensler been doing loads of crypto tweets about how retail can keep themselves safe when investing in crypto. So it looks like a pretty certain approval. It does. Yeah, they wouldn't be this far along and this far down the path. I don't. Can you imagine what happens to Bitcoin if that thing doesn't get approved? Because this big run up, a lot of it has been based off of the ETF coming. Uh, Man, be interesting to see. Brad, do as little as possible. The lazy trader strategy. Stroud or Love? Um, I would say Stroud. I think Stroud's had the better year. I mean, I think statistically, you look at his numbers. Now that doesn't mean that just means this year he played better overall. But Love looks fantastic, man. I think you got a keeper. I think we both got our quarterbacks for the future, at least for the next 5 years or so. So yeah, I think they're both good. I think Stroud had the better year overall. I haven't tried the 3 minute candle. Maybe it has to do with weekly rope profiles and seasonal tendencies. Yeah, it could, man. Like I said, I need to spend more time, and I'm spending more and more time on FX replay. I it's kind of like a game now. It's kind of like, let's get in there and figure it out and see if I can't lock down this a better strap. Also, this does not, the same 5 minute one that works on ES. You would be like, oh well, that same thing will work on NQ. It doesn't. At least I haven't found. Maybe it's the stop placement. Maybe it's the I don't know why, but I haven't been able to lock it down on NQ like I have on ES. John says, I've only had 3 quarterbacks since I truly started watching football. Aerith. Incoming. So you've had, who was before Favre? Well, I guess it would be Favre, right? Favre, Rodgers, and now Love. Not so with the Texans, man. We've had a litany of bad and also just morally bad quarterbacks. Yeah, Favre, Rodgers, Love. There you go. That's what I thought. So I don't know what else I'm going to be looking for here today. I'm kind of happy with the TPs we've got. I'm kind of happy with where the accounts sit. So we're starting to just kind of chop a little bit here. Could take out the low there. NQ has come back down after its big push up yesterday. We've come back down and rebalanced some of these fair value gaps from yesterday. Be interesting to see if it wants to push higher from here. We still haven't had a really good displacement higher. We've just been breaking lows, and we haven't had a displace higher through a previous high. I think for NQ, I would watch this 5 minute fair value gap. And if you can get strong body close above that and above this old high, that might be your shift of structure here for NQ to want to run higher. And on ES, if I'm just looking at technical analysis, I'd probably be looking at something very similar off of that 5 minute and a good strong displaced close above this swing high. So far, we've failed to displace above previous highs at all. Good clean equal some buy side liquidity targets above on ES here, and NQ not really good clean targets, but definitely very steep trend lines for retail liquidity to want to tap into, perhaps. Perhaps. Oh, I have enjoyed working with FX Replay though. It's been somewhat rewarding when you put in the time and the effort, and then you quote unquote discover, or at least are able to. You kind of get excited when you find that strategy that can be consistently profitable, because you go through so many that you might get real excited because January you found you found a strategy that worked in January and it made 3% or 6% or whatever it was, and you're like, oh, I can't wait. And then you go to February, and February is like -8, and you go back to the drawing board. So it's kind of rewarding when you can find one, like when I got onto the 5 minute, the 2 a.m. 5 minute one, and it kept working, and then it worked again in February, and then it worked again in March, and then it worked again in April, and then it worked really well in May. You're like, holy crap, did I maybe I've and then you finish out the whole year, then you get excited and you want to go to the next day and see how it works on the next day, and you see that win streak building, and it's kind of cool. But also kind of cool when it's not working, that you can immediately start scrapping some ideas and jump back in with whole new ideas, and start really building something out. I should have charged everyone $99.99 for that reveal. You would have felt so bad for paying $100 for the simplest yet profitable London and New York scalping. This is the Venator Silver Bullet. No, I'm not gonna steal any of ICT's language. That dude'll sue your ass. It is. He may have something on his stuff about it. I don't know. He probably would say that I just discovered his algorithm, and he's already talked about it, I'm sure. Whether he has or not, who knows? But he would say that's just part of his algorithm. Can you use it to try 3-minute candles? Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. I just haven't done it yet. And you're talking specifically for the indices, for the 9:30 open at the indices. Is that what you're talking about for the 3-minute? The Venator golden candle? Yeah. It works for oil and gold. Cool. It'd be cool to find something on the Gilded Gals that was consistent, wouldn't it? That'd be something. That'd be kind of cool. I'm down. And oil as well. Both good opportunities. What's going on with Euro here? Coming back up. Failed to make a new low. Kind of surprised it's left the low of the day, Monday's low in place. This has the potential to be an inside day, unless this just rallies super hard. It wouldn't surprise me if we take that out, put a low of the week in here. So Monday low, this is the current weekly low right here. Put in a weekly low on Tuesday, and then it could reverse up. This is the pound futures contract here. And I am still going to be trading the breaker block strategy. I look for it all the time. I love it. I think it's one of the best. This is a great break. This was a great breaker block setup right here, off of that London 2 a.m. candle where we ran. This is on the 5-minute chart, but still beautiful. We run buy side liquidity and then quick displacement through. Look at the aggressive run through. Clears that low, leaves behind fair value gaps. Beautiful breaker entry there. And could have held that through up into the London. So I still love the breaker setup. Maggie saying good morning. Five-minute fair value gap holding up and showing respect so far for both NQ and ES. John says you might get people to pay for it. People tend to pay even though they can get it for free elsewhere. Free is worthless and paid is valuable. Top Step TV teaches opening range trade daily. Opening range trade. What's their criteria for it? Is it 5-minute, 10-minute? What do they consider opening range? The first 5 minutes? He uses the 1 minute. One minute opening range. Wow. And what does he target? I mean, is it basically what I just did? It's a continuation of that 1 minute candle. And what's he target? A 1-to-1. Like if that, I can't imagine. Well, I guess it could at 9:30. You do get a lot of volatility on that 1 minute candle. So if the 631 candle breaks the higher low of the 630, so he has a stop. It's just a stop order in the same direction as the opening minute candle. Gotcha. And does he scalp it or does he hold it for a certain destination? Does he use what does he use market structure for the TPs? Target is discretionary. Gotcha. That's the part that screws everybody. But I mean, I guess you could just, if you wanted mechanical, you could just say that the next most recent high or a 1-to-1, a 1-to-2, just as you could just, figure it out. He has a stop on both sides and cancels the one. Oh, so he just straddles the 1 minute candle, cancels the opposite order. Gotcha. That's cool. That's cool. Nice to know that old pit traders used similar methodology. They didn't need a lot of fancy hoopla. They were just like, hey, that candle just printed. I bet it's going to keep going in that direction X amount. Let's get in. It makes sense. It's momentum, right? It's just volatility and momentum. and there's people coming into the market, and within the first 5 minutes it goes this direction, and if it continues in that direction, then the chances that it goes X amount further is just a statistical probability, right? Like that's just so. I mean, there is logic behind it. It's not that you can probably talk it out and understand the basic logic behind why it works, but you don't have to understand why it works. You can just do it and just know that someone else has done the work and gotten the data for you. I messed around trying to figure out a 5-handle trade, but couldn't figure out a stop on it. That was the interesting thing on this this ES model here that I've got, this 1 to 3 ES off of the 5-minute. I messed with different stops, 30, 50, 100, and 30. 1 to 3 with a 30 is seemed to be the best. Yeah, agreed. It's simple. He creates his own logic. Some of it makes sense. Liquidity. I mean, I definitely subscribe to the theory that liquidity is the ultimate magnet. And then the difficult part is the part that everybody struggles with is where's the liquidity? Is it equal highs? Is it trend lines? Is it fair value gaps? Is it old highs and lows? Is it session highs and lows? Is it old days highs and lows? Is it new week opening gaps? Is it optimal trade entries? Like, where is the liquidity? I figured out the enigma. Yeah. A negative risk reward ratio is not something that he subscribes to. But if you're comfortable and content with small scalps and by consistently doing it over and over and over at a very high win rate, you don't have to think about it too much. Oh, he does subscribe to the negative risk reward? I don't think I've ever heard him talk about that. His son's model has a negative risk reward. Oh, I think that's right. Yeah, what was it? He had a 10 handle stop and he would target 5. I think that is right. I think that Robbins Cup competition is about to kick off too. Well, I think it's already started, but I think he and I can't remember who else he challenged Wieland and some other people to step up and do the Robbins challenge with him this year. So evidently that's what the 2024 mentorship is going to be, is him trading the Robbins Cup. Somebody bet. Oh, I think didn't Patrick bet $100,000 or $50,000? I can't remember what he bet. Patrick bet some massive amount of money that he could not win the Robbins Cup. Seems like guaranteed win to me for Patrick. I don't think. Is it possible that he wins the Robbins Cup? Yes. Do I think he will? No. Was it 250? No, it wasn't 250. It wasn't 250. There's no way. I mean, not a bad bet to shake. All right, y'all. I'm probably done for today. We did the strat reveal. We hit 2 more TPs in London and New York. So yeah, I think that's probably good enough for today. So John, you can have a little break before Top Step kicks off. But thank you guys for being here. All 6 of you now, my OG fans. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. and we'll see how our scalps play out overnight. And we'll be back at it again. We can watch it live play out for the New York session. See how that goes. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, and we'll be back tomorrow. Adios, y'all.